We'll check in now with Niagara Centre MP Vance Badawey from his constituency office today. Vance, is that where you're connecting with
Yeah,
us?
I am. I'm spending a day in my constituent office just getting some desk work done, usually working from home, but there's a lot sitting on my desk, so I thought I'd get caught up in some of the stuff that's here in the constituent office.
How are decisions being made in Ottawa with people like yourself being in their constituency offices, having to socially distance?
At 5:30 every afternoon, our entire caucus is on the phone. Our team down in Ottawa, as well as our team in the constituency office, are working seamlessly, albeit from home. And with that, and not just our team with respect to the Liberal caucus, but also ensuring that we all work together. All 338 members of Parliament, regardless of what party they may belong to, are in fact feeding into the decision makers up in Ottawa in terms of what we're hearing on the street.
Are you seeing an unprecedented cooperation between all the parties at Parliament?
Well, it depends which day you're talking about, but for the most part, yeah. And quite frankly, me personally, I don't have time for that stuff. We're too focused on the ground with respect to what we're hearing from our residents, our businesses, and of course, equally as important to ensure that we start thinking and getting our head around post-COVID, especially as it relates to an economic recovery. We want to ensure that, I know here in Niagara, I've been discussing this with Mayor Diodati in Niagara Falls, as well as most mayors and most of the private sector stakeholders, to ensure that post-COVID that we come out of the gate raring in terms of getting our economy back on board.
What are you hearing on the ground in your constituency?
People are afraid with respect to obviously their health, but also their predicament that they're finding themselves in, especially as it relates to the financial challenges that they're experiencing.
And you mentioned post-COVID and economic recovery. There's a lot of dire predictions right now about a potential huge recession, bigger possibly than 2008, and how that's going to affect people. Any worries that this new money might also cause a little bit of inflation?
Well, I think 2 points, and that is a good point too, by the way, Mike. But 2 points. We're doing what we have to do. This is something that's quite frankly unprecedented. And with that said, we have to ensure that Canadians are well looked after. With that, the back of mind right now is the financial situation or position that we're going to find ourselves in post-COVID. There's no question that we had reserves in place to deal with situations like this. But let's face it, the length of time that this is going to take and the amount of money that's going to be pumped into to deal with our residents and our businesses will be something that we're definitely going to have to look into again post-COVID. Let's face it, we're dealing with what's happening today, and we're dealing with it almost on a minute-by-minute basis in terms of ensuring that everyone's looked after and no one's left out. But also, what I've been trying to do as well is put an economic recovery strategy together. I'm working with the mayors here in Niagara presently, and as well impressing upon the appropriate cabinet members the need to concentrate resources for post-COVID economic needs. As an example, right now, working directly with municipalities. For example, with respect to the gas tax fund, acknowledging that this fund provides a mechanism for municipalities, not only in terms of their normal business, but also post-COVID with respect to some of the needs they're going to have relative to not only their daily business, but also putting economic recovery strategies forward for our local businesses.
Each day, Canadians seem glued to their televisions watching Justin Trudeau's daily update. Do you feel that the Prime Minister is doing a great job in communicating to the people of Canada and also at the same time easing some of their fears?
Absolutely. The Prime Minister has done what he's been elected to do, be a leader. He's been very forthright, very transparent with respect to not only the communication that he extends in his opening comments, but equally, if not more importantly, answering the questions and giving people the answers with respect to what the media is asking. And I give the media full credit for really bringing to account a lot of the programs that we're bringing forward, but also giving an ability for our general public to understand the programs.
Vance, your phone is ringing off the hook. We'll let you get back to perhaps answering a number of those calls. Thanks a lot for your time today.
Well, thank you for your time, and you guys take care and be safe.